Ever dash to the pump after a long ride without thinking twice? Think again. Most riders unknowingly make a common fueling mistake that can seriously hurt their bike, or even start a fire. Today, we're uncovering 7 big fueling blunders, from firing up the engine at the wrong time to picking the wrong fuel, and showing you how to do it right. Fix these habits, and you'll keep your tank full of gas, save money, and maybe even save your eyebrows from an unexpected fireworks show. Mistake 1. Leaving the engine running. One of the simplest and riskiest mistakes is fueling with the engine still on. Why is this bad? The bike's ignition system and exhaust pipes are hot, and fuel vapors are extremely flammable. Just a drop of gasoline in the right spot can ignite if it hits a hot header or a spark. Safety guidelines are blunt. Turn off the vehicle's engine while refueling. That means kill the ignition key or hit the kill switch before you lift the nozzle. Many modern bikes leave electrical components powered. Even when you kill the engine, the kill switch only cuts the spark, not everything. It takes an extra second to turn the key off, so do it. No circuit should be live at the pump. Mistake 2. Staying straddled on the bike. Next up, staying on the bike during fueling. It feels convenient to perch on the saddle, but it's a hidden hazard. Sitting on the bike in full gear can build up static electricity, and you lose your reference to ground. In other words, you're more likely to get a little static zap when you step off and touch metal at the pump. Even worse, if gasoline splashes or ignites, you want to be off and clear. Always dismount and stand on solid ground first. Take your helmet off and you'll smell or hear any problem faster. And before you grab the nozzle, touch a metal part of the bike to discharge any static. Mistake 3. Loose or unsecured fuel cap. Leaving your fuel cap loose or not fully locked might seem harmless, but it can quickly cause real trouble. When the cap isn't sealed tightly, gasoline vapors escape and allow moisture or dirt to sneak into the tank, both of which can clog injectors and trigger warning lights. According to experts at GoSynergy.com, even a small air leak at the cap can upset the bike's vapor system, reduce fuel efficiency, and cause the check engine light to appear. The safety risk is even greater. Spilled fuel can drip onto a hot engine or exhaust and ignite. Manufacturers warn riders to always close and lock the fuel cap before remounting, and to turn it until it clicks. That sound confirms the pressure seal is secure. If your cap or gasket is cracked, replace it immediately with an OEM part. Cheap replacements may not seal correctly. Simply taking 5 seconds to double-check your fuel cap after every fill-up can prevent leaks, engine issues, and even a potential fire. Mistake 4. Rushing the fill. Pumping fuel too quickly might seem efficient, but it's one of the most overlooked fueling mistakes riders make. Motorcycle tanks are small, and high-flow gas pumps designed for cars and trucks can easily overpressurize them. Filling too fast traps air inside the tank, forcing gasoline back up the filler neck or out the breather hose. That can result in dangerous spills, fuel vapors, or even splashes of gas onto the paint or exhaust. Manufacturers warn that pressurized air in the fuel tank can force gasoline to escape when fueling too quickly. The right way is simple. Pump slowly and stop as soon as the nozzle clicks off. Don't top off after that extra fuel only floods the vapor system and can cause leaks once the bike warms up. Always leave a small air gap at the top of the tank for expansion. Taking it slow at the pump keeps your fuel system healthy, prevents spills, and reduces fire risk near hot parts. Mistake 5. Overfilling the tank and locking the nozzle. Many riders try to squeeze an extra drop of fuel in at the end, and some even lock the pump handle to do it. Gas pumps are designed to shut off automatically when the tank hits its limit. Forcing more fuel in or jamming the lever will only cause overflow. Then gasoline dribbles out of the filler neck or vent tubes, right onto your paint or the engine. Even a small spill can be dangerous. Spilled gas on a hot exhaust or electrical part can ignite in an instant. Instead, gently squeeze the lever and let the pump click off, then release immediately. Wipe up any drips and never leave the pump unattended. Mistake 6. Using the wrong fuel. This one might sound too obvious, but you'd be amazed how often it happens, especially at unfamiliar stations. Putting the wrong fuel in your bike can ruin cylinders, foul spark plugs, and corrode the fuel system. Many modern bikes require premium, high-octane gasoline to avoid engine knock. Pour regular or the wrong octane into them, and you'll hear pinging, feel less power, or even melt a piston. On the other hand, never put diesel into a petrol bike. Diesel simply won't combust properly and will wreck the engine. Always double-check the pump label before you fuel. A handy tip: put a sticker on your fuel cap with the correct fuel type so you never second-guess it. Mistake 7. Parking on a lean or incline. You might not think parking angle matters when fueling, but it does. If your bike is leaned way over on the side stand or parked on a slope, the fuel in the tank will tilt and may hide air pockets. On bikes with oddly shaped tanks or dual side tanks, this can cause one side to overflow while the other still has room. The fix? Park on level ground if you can, and use the stand that keeps the bike upright. If you have a center stand, use it during fueling. It holds the bike perfectly vertical. If you only have a kickstand, double-check that it's fully down on solid ground and put the bike in gear so it can't roll away. Mistake 8. Getting distracted. This one sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised. Every year, people catch fire at the pump by multitasking. Pulling out your phone or lighting a cigarette while fueling is shockingly common and extremely risky. Gasoline pumps encourage static. Even dialing your phone or touching a payment terminal can create a spark. Remember, any spark is bad news when fuel is in the air. Never smoke at the pump and keep your phone stowed. Focus on fueling first. Kill the engine, hold the nozzle steady, and watch the meters. Treat that minute like a quick safety drill, then pay up after you've finished. Mistake 9. Skipping the cool down. Don't rush to fuel if your bike is still screaming hot from the road. Give it a minute or two to cool off. Hot metal stays hot. Exhaust headers and engine cases can remain well above gasoline's ignition temperature for quite a while. If any fuel splashes onto those parts, it could ignite even with the engine off. Also keep in mind that warm fuel expands. In fact, Army fuel safety tips explicitly say to leave room for expansion when fueling, especially in heat. If your bike is scorching, fuel will try to force its way out if the tank is totally full. Stop a hair short of full and give it a moment to settle. Think of it like a pressure cooker. Let it release a bit before capping off. That little headspace and cooling period will keep the ride home trouble-free. Each of these fueling mistakes is easy to avoid with a little care and common sense. Stand off the bike with the engine cut, double-check your pump selection, park level, and treat fueling like a quick safety drill. Do that, and your next stop at the pump will be smoother and safer, and you'll keep your bike out of trouble.